What are you gonna do selfieing it up in the mirror for?
So I was gonna show Katie that I got a new shirt and then my nails match it and you scared the out of me.
Your voice magically got a lot better.
My voice got a lot better.
Why are we?
Because the dog can get a hold of them.
What are we doing?
What are we doing? The dog ate my philodendron and we had to take him to the vet and almost died, so I'm putting up my plants because my dog's gonna eat them. I gotta get a shelf for him.
What the f was that? Let me help you?
No.
That's the most you can do for a selfie?
I'm trying.
Put some effort into it.
Get out of here, dummy.
Yeah, turn to the side a little bit. Push out the butt. Also push out the tits a little bit.
I'm not pushing out my tits. I was having a real brawl for once.
I was just explaining the proper selfie technique. You got a fake smile too. Move the phone a little bit farther away. Get some depth in there. You also got a nice toilet paper roll right beside you. You guys wanted to see more of her in the videos, so this is what you get. You want me to properly selfie it up for you? Well, after being violently attacked there, the next question I'm going to answer is, how did you discover and get into heavier music? And for me, that was, I have an older cousin and he played guitar. I was 8 years old at the time, or 7 or 8, and he could play all these cool things, and I just saw him and looked up to him. Thought it was really cool that he could just pick up a guitar and play. I convinced my mom finally, after like a year, to get me my first acoustic guitar, and that was whenever I was 8 years old. One of the questions I was asked was, what was my first guitar? So while I'm here at my parents' house, I figured I would show you guys. It's actually here in a closet. There it is. So this guitar is a first act guitar. This is basically the guitars that were sold at Walmart. They were a lot cheaper. My parents didn't think that at 8 years old that I would actually stick with it, so they just got me this. And that's whenever I really started playing. The crazy thing about this guitar is it still plays completely perfectly fine. See? That is my beginning. I'll show you my first electric guitar, because it's actually here too. Here is actually my first electric guitar. It's also a first act guitar, which was sanded off. I had my friend do a custom paint job on it when we were 15 years old. That guitar right there is what I started playing heavy music on. That's what got me into distortion and all that stuff. So I'm thankful for that guitar. I'm thankful for my parents for allowing me the opportunity to learn and to grow, and to be able to actually put my time and effort into this, because from the time I was 8 years old and got that acoustic guitar, I would stay in my room. I would come home from school, play guitar until I went to bed. And then I got this electric guitar and my whole world just shifted in my mind. It opened up like a whole new door of possibilities with distortion, different sounding things. You could buy pedals, hook them up to this, and change the sound of your guitar. Having that was really like a game changer for me in terms of my music and my music ability and what I was able to do with the guitar. So that was my first guitar, the acoustic one, and then this electric guitar was my very first electric guitar. And I think I got this whenever I was about 12, I think, 11 maybe. So I played acoustic guitar for a couple years on that other one. And that's my base foundation. That's what I learned on. That was the chord-based stuff. That's where I got that from, was learning on that guitar. So, the same cousin, later on, several years later, it was right whenever Lamb of God's album Sacrament came out, because that's the first album that I really listened to, and he's the one who showed me that album. I was getting pretty good with my guitar skills at that point, and I had played for several years and gotten into electric guitar, started going in that direction a little bit more difficult things to play on the guitar. So he actually introduced them, showed me to them. I didn't really care for the screaming or harsh vocals at first, because the only thing I'd really listened to was alternative rock sort of stuff, like Breaking Benjamin and Crossfade and all that sort of stuff that I grew up listening to. And then this was like jumping into a different world. I loved the instruments. I loved all the guitars, all the drums, all of that. It took a while for the harsh vocals to actually grow on me though, but ever since then, I started learning how to play some of Lamb of God's stuff. I went out and bought the CD, and it came with a DVD of the making of the album. And that's something I was really into even way back then, was the music recording and production side of things. And if you haven't seen it, The Making of the Sacrament album by Lamb of God. I would highly suggest watching that. There's a lot of really good information in there, and it gives you a really in-depth look at what it takes to actually pull off a really good sounding record and to write really good music. So that is how I discovered heavier music. It was from my older cousin, and the first thing I was introduced to was, well, the song specifically was Walk With Me in Hell by Lamb of God. So that was my introduction into metal. All right, so the next question is from Jamie Horsley, who also has a reaction channel on YouTube. Since you have now got a great following, what is your goal for the next year on your channel? Do you want to be as big as the other reaction channels on YouTube? My goal for the next year on my channel is to just keep putting out good content, get better at what I'm doing. I like what I'm doing, and I want to expand into some different horizons. I want to start putting out music covers again. I want to release my own original music as well, like record an actual album and release it. I've got several different types of videos I'd like to do. I'd like to do more vlog sort of things and make this channel more than just a reaction channel, which I guess segues into your next question, which is, do I want to be as big as the other reaction channels on YouTube? Which to that, I would say I would like to be bigger. I know some people say like the numbers don't matter, and they really don't matter in terms of numbers, but they are good metrics to gauge your success. And I think so far, in the last 4.5 months I've been doing this, we have almost 6,500 subscribers. And the very beginning, whenever you start, is by far the hardest. And so far, I'm very grateful. I've had a lot of really cool people join in on the community, and we have an actual good community feel to my channel, which I really like. We do the live streams every Saturday, and there's a lot of people from all around the world in there, and we all get along and just hang out and talk. And I think that's hard to find. And I'm grateful that I'm actually building a community of people with the help of all you guys, that we can just kind of hang out and be friends and like listen to music together. And hopefully you guys will support me in other avenues as well, as far as different kinds of content, because this channel, I didn't put reaction in the name. I could have changed the name of the channel. I left it Alone Above Earth because that to me was me at the time. I made that as my band name at a point where I felt like I was pretty alone in the universe. It was a very hard time in my life, so that to me like embodies me in the channel name. I like doing the reaction videos, and I will continue to do those. I think those are a very good way for people to actually find me on YouTube as well. It's very searchable content, and I can also provide some value to people with those types of videos, with my music knowledge and video knowledge and all that stuff. So the reason you guys have subscribed already, I think, is my value in that sort of area. But I also am not just a reactor. Like I don't want to be known, and over the next year, that's kind of my plan, is to shift gears just a tiny bit. Not really shift gears, but kind of throw it into overdrive and kind of haul ass towards making this channel more me. And I'm not just one thing. I would like to be able to show what I can do, release my own music, release covers of songs, do different types of videos and all that stuff. And hopefully you guys will come along for the ride, and hopefully that'll increase the amount of people that are subscribed and joining the community and liking what I'm doing here on YouTube. So the goal over the next year, to summarize, branch out a little bit, expand my horizons video-wise, not just do reactions. I will continue the reactions, but I will also be doing other things as well, sprinkle them in. I know some people might not like that, some people might really like that. The people that will like that, those videos are gonna be for you guys, and hopefully open up to a different audience as well that'll join the community. And I think not being a one-trick pony, doing just reaction videos, I think that is gonna allow me to actually expand and actually, to your second question, be bigger. As far as, I don't really care about the numbers, I really don't. People that you wanna work with do. It's just like with bands. If a band puts out a really good album and it doesn't quite sell as well, their tour spots and all that stuff are directly affected by how many albums were sold and all of that stuff, how much the label made from their music. So to me, that's kind of what I view the numbers on YouTube as. Like, they're a very good indication of your success and the way that your channel's moving and progressing. So that's kind of how I view that whole subject. All right, this question says, not music related, but if you were to practice a martial art, would you choose a grappling art or striking art? I would 100% choose a striking art. I have a punching bag, a heavy bag right there. I like to punch. I like to do that sort of thing. It's a very good workout. And if I was to pursue something in that realm of fitness or anything like that, that's what I would go for, 100% for sure. You didn't get scared that time.
You didn't scream.
I thought he might be sleeping.
He is sleeping.
Sweet hair, dude. All right, this question is, what do you like to do besides music and photography? I'm really into fitness, like working out, running, so that's a very big passion of mine. Psychology is a very big passion of mine as well. Watch people that are smarter than me and pick things up that they talk about that I can implement and make myself a little bit better, like psychologist Jordan Peterson. I've talked about him a lot in the live streams. He's one of the people I look up to a lot. If you're interested in psychology or that sort of thing, I would highly recommend checking out Jordan Peterson if you haven't. So fitness, psychology, bettering yourself in general. I guess both of those things kind of go hand in hand in that. Those are things I like to do a lot. My mind and body. I think everything kind of goes hand in hand in that regard. Like, you can be as ripped or big muscly as you want, but if you don't take care of the stuff in your head, then you're very unhealthy. I also shoot videos, like I do wedding videos, I do music videos sometimes, I do these videos all the time, I edit videos for myself, for clients. I have people that pay me to edit their videos for them, as well as filming, so that's something I do a lot. I have a lot of different stuff that I do. I think sometimes I might spread myself a little bit too thin. That's kind of the end goal with this whole thing, is to be able to do what I really, really love and want to do full time, instead of having to do it around working at a factory, which is where I currently work. Do that to provide for my family. So that is the end goal with this whole thing, is to be able to not have to work at a factory and be able to support my family. I have a side business where I do photo and video work, so that is one of the main things that I do. Between that area and my music and hopefully some merch coming pretty soon and doing YouTube and all that stuff, hopefully all that combined, being creative and doing that sort of thing, that sort of work takes over the spot of where the factory is, and I can put all my time and all my effort into doing this. That is the end goal. Oh my gosh, it seems like it's never gonna happen, but you gotta have faith, you gotta stick with it. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I run myself ragged trying to do these videos and keep putting out content, because hopefully one day it will get to that point where I don't have to absolutely basically kill all of my energy just to put out videos, where hopefully that makes sense. That's probably a long-winded answer to your question of what I like to do. Also, obviously, another big one is I like to play with my kids. In the summer, whenever it's warm, we have bikes, and I have a little trailer thing to put the kids in, that I pull behind the bike, and we go for like big bike rides, and the kids really like it. We get to hang out and be a family and exercise and do all that sort of stuff at the same time, so that's really cool. So I like to play outside with them and do all that. In the summer, whenever it's warm, it's another reason why I don't like the winter, because you can't do anything. Everything's inside, dark all the time. Another question is, what are some bands or artists that you hate? It can be non-musical reasons. I mean, we love music, we respect other people's opinions, other genres. Disrespect isn't the point of the question, only personal taste. Some more questions for you. Next band you would like to see live. Any band that was a disappointment to see live. For the last question, any band that was a disappointment to see live, I would say System of a Down. Very disappointing to see live. It was right before they went on their little hiatus thing that they did. So all the members of the band, you could tell, were not wanting to cooperate with each other. The guitarist, Darren, was completely drunk out of his mind, spinning around on stage. He knocked over his microphone stand, fell on the ground. Like, there was nothing really going right. Basically like a huge, huge disappointment. That was horrible. Next band I would like to see live, it would probably be Architects. Probably my favorite band at the moment. I would really like the opportunity to see them live. And as far as bands or artists I hate, I don't really hate anybody. Like, I listen to a lot of different stuff. I listen to a wide variety of stuff. I don't know who the band is or who the group is, but whoever did the song Baby Shark, that would probably be the answer to who I hate. My children watched that on repeat billions of times. So whoever decided to put that song on there, you're the devil. So what band, past or present, would you like to see live? That would go back to the previous question. Probably Architects, just because they're one of my favorite bands at the moment. I really like what they do and the amount of emotion they put into the music. Another question is favorite guitar and why? I would say probably, I don't really have probably a favorite guitar, just because I haven't played as wide of a variety of them as I would like to. I've played PRS guitars before, and everything about them are like buttery smooth. So probably something from PRS, just because they are so good feeling to play. What was the first concert you visited? First concert I ever actually visited was Ozfest in 2006 or 7. That was my actual first concert. Was that big old huge show. Who has become a favorite artist of yours that you've discovered through the reactions? And I would say that would probably be Jinjer. Favorite book to read? 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. What did you grow up thinking you were going to do? And did you study something other than music in school/college? I actually studied psychology and business management in college. And what did you grow up thinking you were going to do? I have no idea. I didn't really have a plan. I really wanted to play music and be a musician. And then that sort of shifted a little bit as time went on. I still would like to be a musician and make that a part of what I do for a living. Obviously, doing what you love for a living is the ultimate dream. So playing music, making videos, doing things that people actually are entertained by and can connect with, making videos on here, making music and releasing it to the world. But music was my original, this is what I want to be. Traveling, playing shows, doing all that. I don't think that's quite as glamorous as what I thought it was whenever I was younger either. Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? This one is a real difficult one to answer, because there's a lot of different stuff that happens very quickly and everything changes very fast these days, especially when in terms of social media, YouTube, the internet, and internet-based things. In 5 years, I 100% want to be all the way working on my own, with my own business and my own ventures on YouTube and other platforms, making videos, traveling, hopefully a lot more. The kids will be a lot older. I want to be self-sufficient is basically what I foresee happening. Hopefully less than 5 years that happens, where I don't rely on the factory job to support me and my family. I'm doing what I love and putting that as my job. Other than that, hopefully healthy, hopefully all my family's healthy, and everyone's thriving and successful. All right, and the last question of this Q&A is, what upcoming album are you looking forward to the most? And for that, I would probably say Periphery's new album that's about to come out. There have been 2 songs come out from it so far, and both of them are very, very good. I really like them, so they're one of my favorite bands as well. That would probably be definitely the one I'm looking forward to the most. That's gonna do it for this Q&A, guys. Thank you, this is the very first one. Thank you for submitting your questions. Thank you for everyone who always supports what I do. Watching this video, if you did. My plans got derailed just a little bit. I had to do pretty much everything in my house. But I hope you found some entertainment in this, the vlog section, or my answers or anything like that. Appreciate all of you guys watching my videos, spending time clicking on these videos. I know this isn't a reaction. Appreciate all the support from you guys. It really does mean the world to me. If you have any other questions for maybe a future Q&A, leave them in the comment section down below. I'm sure I'll ask a little bit closer to whenever I decide to do another one on the community tab here on YouTube, so check that out. I post on there a lot. Also, if you haven't followed me on Instagram and you made it this far on this video, you probably should. My name is always at the beginning of every video, in the description as well. Thank you guys for watching. If you like what I'm doing here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, join everyone else who has, and I'll see you guys in the next video.